So I did finally find a solution. I decided to keep the bar in the middle, not to block the top or the bottom product, but I didn't want the bar to be so strong all the way across. So I decided to, if you see my gradient layer, I just created a 3-color gradient and used our blue color that we've used in the previous ads, but also did black but made the opacity 0 and then made the opacity 0 on the other side. So it has this nice fade across. So let me go ahead and delete these two so you can kind of see it. So it has that fade that goes across that kind of just looks nicer, kind of matches the brand. So I might make this a tiny bit wider, and I think that works for that particular style ad. So there's our cover photo, and I believe we are done with our Facebook size ads. And this is usually the paid size ad. I think I've already gone over that. It's 1200 by 630, so that'll be probably the most widely used version by your client. So next is going to be Instagram. We're going to take everything we've done for Facebook and create our Instagram sizes. So here we are. We have our profile pic, cover photo. We have a link, kind of a generic photo that could be used as a link sharing if they're sharing an article or something from their website, and the main paid ad. So there's our little small Facebook campaign ready to go, and we're going to get ready to do Instagram. So I lined up all my artboards to make them nice and even. Not necessary, but kind of nice when we're going to integrate the Facebook on one side and Instagram on the other. So let's find out our Instagram sizes. So let's scroll over. What are we going to need? So standard square post. So this is going to be 1080 by 1080. And a lot of times you'll see smaller sizes, but the dimension will still be the same. This is the highest resolution that you can post. So I like to go with the highest resolution, the better. So 1080 by 1080. Let's add a new artboard and make it 1080 by 1080. And so this is going to be a totally new dimension for us. So we're going to have to really think about this ad a little bit. So let's adapt from the Facebook ad. Let's copy and paste. So this is where we get to kind of do some design thinking here. What's going to work the best? So let's stretch our photo as much as we can, maybe have it bleed off the top. And we could probably do a mirror opposite of this. So instead of a left-right split, we can do a bottom-top split. So we'll have the white section on the bottom. And so this is where it's nice to have two versions of our logo. So we had a vertical orientation, and now we have a horizontal orientation. So let's grab our horizontal one. This is going to work beautifully with this square size ad. Look how wonderful that fits. I think I need to adjust the logo a little bit. Got messed up. Let's make that line blue, since that's what we've been doing on our Facebook posts. I'm just sampling that blue line, so now it's no longer gray. Let's group this together and shift the logo around, because I'm doing this all live, so I haven't planned this out because I wanted to show my raw design process, kind of my thinking process. Definitely need the call to action. Let's copy and paste it, but we no longer need that shape, since this is probably going to be center aligned. So I love that blue, but let's redraw it. We might be able to do a pill shape. So this is going to be your pill shape. So let's link. I'm just adding rounded corners. That's your pill shape. It almost looks like a pill that you would take. So we could do a pill shape, or we can do straight edge. So it just depends on the look we're going for. What I love to do with call to actions on this kind of split is I like to kind of divide it. So I have it rest halfway between the bottom and the top. So notice how it's splitting the difference. So we could do pill. I think I like the rounded part, but let's test out the other one, because why not? Let's group that together. I think I actually like the rounded one. Great. So we do need to work in the store names on this version. It's big enough, it's 1080 by 1080. Let's definitely work in our names if we can. We will not be able to do that on all versions, so whenever we can. This might be a version where we could do what we were trying out before, and we might be able to get away with having it in white along the side. That could look really nice for Instagram, I think. We do need to have it pop out a little bit more, so there's a couple things we could do. Make it bigger. We could also add a darker background, very simply. Let me shift this over just a little bit. And I can make the image a little bigger too, and let's go ahead and crop it. You really want to do image-driven ads for Instagram because it's such an image-driven platform. So really focusing in on a nice zoomed-in image, just like this. I like the cropping of this for Instagram. We definitely want to list the store names. That's the main attraction of this mall. It's high-end, and you don't see a lot of these stores at certain... Of course, I made up a couple of these names just for privacy purposes. But this is the big selling point to the mall. So I'm just going to feather a black box. I'm going to go up and apply a feather. And let me go to Appearance. There's my Appearance panel. Let me increase that feather a little more. And let me do a preview. I'm just going to put this behind the text and make it a little more transparent. And this is going to help us read the text. I'm going to bring this over. This makes that background darker without having to bring that photo into Photoshop and editing the photo itself. It's a little quicker way to do it. And I'm just taking the direct selection tool. I don't have to make it a box. I can just do it right over the text where I need to have it. And I might want to sample a darker color instead of doing straight black. I can sample this darker color right here, so it'll match the background a little better. So you see how I did that. So that's before, or that's after, and I'm going to go ahead and take it off. That's before. So this little line was really getting in the way of the readability of the text, but if I go back and add that in, it kind of softens that, and you can see the text pop out a little better. And let me bring up this, let me actually make a white box to go down here. And bring that down in the layering system. And I can probably afford to make the logo a little bigger. Clients love it when they make their logo bigger. Obviously we want balance, but they definitely love their logos. And let me switch this out one more time just to make sure. Oh gosh, I don't know which one I like better. We'll just stick with that. So let's make sure everything is center aligned. So I'm going to take this box that extends from the left to the right, and I'm just going to select our button. And I'm just going to do a center align up here. And that was already pretty good. So there's our Instagram ad. That's our main paid Instagram ad, but it can also be a standalone post, and we can put some hashtags in there with all these store names. So we can tag all the stores as well. So that's one variation. That's your standard square. With Instagram, you can actually do a horizontal version of your post and a vertical version of your post. So we're going to have that as options, although I do recommend the square size. That is the most engaged size according to several studies. But we're going to do this just to practice, resizing our ad into different formats. And then we're going to do an Instagram story, and that'll be our last digital ad. We might do a couple of display ads just to show you some display ad sizes.